Hey, good morning, Facebook. It's Gerry coming to you from Rythmia, Life Advancement Center in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. And I'll tell you a little bit about Rythmia, about what Rythmia is, why we wait a little bit for some traffic to build. But Rythmia is a life advancement center that is pretty unique in so much as we use metaphysical teachings plus plant medicine to bring about enormous change, really interesting change in people. And how do we know that we're bringing about this change? Well, we've had about 7,000 people through the doors at Rythmia since inception. And when these people leave, they fill out a survey. And the survey asks them what happened while they were here. And 95.12% report that they had a life-changing miracle during their stay. And more than that is that 6 months later, 97.55% of them say that this was the week that changed their life. So it's really amazing stuff that what goes on here. And people are really changed, and they're changed for good, and they're changed forever. So why does this work as opposed to workshops and things of that nature? Why is this methodology so good? Well, the thing is that it's the combination of plant medicine and metaphysical teachings that work on your subconscious and your conscious at the same time, and they bring about this change. Good morning, Zen. Good morning, Claudia. And this change is an enormous change. It's a life-changing thing. Couple little tidbits about Rythmia. Rythmia, if you go to TripAdvisor and you look at Rythmia, it's the #1 customer-rated resort in the world of any type. This little place in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. And it's a little place, but it is beautiful. And I mean, the grounds are beautiful. The malokas are beautiful. The yoga is beautiful. The meditation is beautiful. The cleanse is beautiful. It's a wonderful place. And this week is particularly exciting to me because it's Graham Hancock Week. What is Graham Hancock Week? Graham Hancock Week is the week that Graham Hancock is here. And he's one of my favorites, one of my absolute favorites in the world. Yeah, so it's an interesting week. We have 96 souls on board, 96 people in the program this week. And I decided to, hey David, hey Doreen, hey Phyllis, I decided to talk today about personal responsibility. So we're coming into the end of a year, right? We're a couple weeks away from the end, which means we're a few more weeks away from the start of a brand new year. What is the thing that I've taken away from this year based on, let's say, the 3,400 people that went through the doors this year? What is the thing that I've taken away that I've seen the most that has the greatest impact? And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. It is 100% personal responsibility. There is nothing else. It is 100% personal responsibility. And if we can't get to that point where we are in this place of personal responsibility, we can't get to ourselves, right? Because if we're outside of that at all, if we're saying, hey, maybe it's Mary that's causing these troubles, maybe it's my childhood, maybe it's this, or maybe it's that, or maybe it's the other thing, it's not going to work, right? We have to get to the place where we say to ourselves, I am 100% responsible for everything that's going on in my life right now. If we can't do that, we cannot get anywhere. We can't get anywhere. And so when we look at this whole thing, we're saying, okay, what is that then? What is that? What does it take to do that? It's simply a choice. That's all it is. I choose today to accept 100% responsibility for my life. And if I accept 100% responsibility for my life, then everything can occur. Why does everything occur after I accept 100% responsibility for my life? Why does it all flow from that? Well, it's an interesting thing because if we take a look at our religion, My religion is a religion of respecting time. I only have so much time. So if I only have so much time, I want to get to the truth as quickly as I can. And then once I get to the truth, I'm going to realize some things. I'm going to realize it's all my fault. All of it. If I'm winning, it's all my fault. If I'm losing, it's all my fault. If I'm in between, it's all my fault. If my relationship is with my mother isn't right, it's all my fault. If my relationship with my dog is not right, it's all my fault. If it is right, it's all mine as well. And once I realize that, then this other realization comes over. And the other realization is there's nothing outside of myself that I want. There's nothing outside of myself that I want. And now with these a couple of awarenesses, right? That there's nothing outside of myself that I want, that I'm 100% responsible for all things in my life. And if I can't be responsible for the outcome, if they're secondary or tertiary, I'm absolutely responsible for my response to them. Absolutely. When I realize these things and I think about it, I say, well, then there's only one state of happiness for me, and that is the state of giving. The only place that I can be happy in is when I'm giving, unfolding, and sharing my gifts. That's the only place. I can't be happy receiving 100% of the time. Looking to get from others, there is no happiness in it. The only happiness that I can access is a happiness of 100%, the giving and the unfolding and the delivery of my own gifts to someone else. That's the highest state of it. Now, in order to get there, so here's the crazy thing. In order to get there, we can't get there if we don't claim responsibility. We've got to claim the responsibility first. I'm responsible for me. And then to recognize the religion of time. That time is the most precious thing we have. Anybody who tells you that it's not is lying to you. Time with your mother, time with your wife, time with your dog, time with your kid, time with your neighbor. That is the fucking highest thing that you have. No money can hold any fucking candle to time, because when you're out of time, how much money you have does not matter. This is simple, factual, spreadsheet shit. This is not conjecture in any way. Time is the absolute most important thing you have. So when is the right time to claim responsibility for ourselves? Fucking yesterday. Because once we claim responsibility from ourselves, we can move into the religion of time. Because if you're waiting for someone else to do something, you're not in the religion of time. The religion of time starts when you take responsibility for your time. And now all of a sudden, you're making good decisions, you're making right action, you're making things that are important, but then you can move into bliss. And how do we move into bliss? Through giving. There's no other way. I want to tell you this, okay? 270 some ayahuasca journeys in my books. And the thing that I take away from it, the only thing, because I'll tell you what, the universe is much bigger than you think, right? If you haven't done a lot of medicine, when you do medicine, you get to see the size of the universe, and it is your playground. You can have anything that you want in it. And so the thing is that I want to pick the things that I want that make me happy. And the only thing, and there is one only thing that makes you happy, and that is the giving and the unfolding of your gifts. So anything that sides, so if we're giving and unfolding our gifts, then the management of the time to give them away becomes super important. And the management of the time, and when I say give them away, I mean give them away to our kids, give them away to our loved ones, give them away to our neighbors, give them away to our mom. The doing that, the art of doing that is where I want to spend the time. The thing of getting gifts. Everybody's so interested. As soon as you see someone small and you watch them take the medicine, the thing that occurs is they start out fighting with themselves over what they did not get. what they're not getting. How am I a victim? Da 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 da. And it moves from that. And it moves from that really quickly to how can I give? Because in the full experience of the medicine, she explains to you that all joy is derived from your experience of giving. That's it. There's nothing more. So the quicker that we can move to that, the better. And the less time we spend in blame and shame and all these other games that come around, we move right past that, because you know what? There is no time for remorse. There's no time for feeling bad. Because there's only time left to give. And the sooner that we all get in this giving, what is the shift? The shift is moving from me to we. This isn't for me, this is for us. This isn't for me, this is for you. There's all these kind of books out that say, grab as much as you can, and that it's all fucking shit. It's not true. The greatest form of joy is in the expression and the giving of the gifts. So the sooner that you can give them, the sooner you can get them in the universe is 100% reciprocal. You can't give it without getting. You're giving it, you're giving it, you're getting it, you're giving it, you're getting it, you're giving it. It's the greatest thing, it's the greatest feeling in the world. That it keeps coming back, and once you see it coming back, you want to give it away quicker. Not because you're getting something from it, because you don't even want to hang on to it. You want to keep giving this, and then the joy keeps going up. People say, well, it can't all be joy. No, it can't. But boy, I know so many people who don't even know what the fuck joy is, because they haven't experienced the giving. So please, like, this is the time of year, and the thing is, I don't want to get into the Christmas talk or anything, but this is the time of year to give the gifts. What are the real gifts? The real gift is the gift of you, the ever unfolding expression of who you are and your gifts to others. This is it. And here's what happens. This is the craziest part. I know people that chase money their whole fucking life, chasing money, never fucking get it, ever. You know why? Because they could never give their gifts. They were always worried about how much I'm going to get for that. And that is the death knell of success, progress, love, joy, the unfoldment of nature. It's the opposite of it. So what I'm going to ask you to do is forget about what you're getting and just give and give and give and give and give. And then the joy that comes from giving creates this reciprocity that comes right back, and that's when all money is earned. The energy of money, the energy of love, the energy of all these things. And if you're doing it right, you can see it all over everything that you're doing. You can see it in your relationships, how the dog wags his tail when you come home, how the neighbors light up when they see you, how this is the joy of life. This is the joy of life. And this is what plant medicine can lead us to. This is what plant medicine can lead us to. And I don't talk about this. Plant medicine on its own is just plant medicine. Plant medicine without an instrument is nothing. You're the instrument. Just like knowledge from God, a Kundalini opening, any kind of spiritual awakening is nothing unless it has an instrument. You are the instrument. And if you don't exercise yourself under that condition, in other words, if you just get shown the keys to the kingdom of heaven and then you disregard them, that's fucking on you. But if you get shown the keys to the kingdom of heaven and you use them, you are the instrument of love. So what are we talking about again today? We're talking about the religion of time. We're talking about 100% responsibility, and then going to the religion of time. And then from there, going to the joy of giving. So we're doing ... It's a simple thing, and it brings joy. It brings joy, it brings success, it brings love, it brings beauty, it brings contentment. You know, before any of this, if you're still separate, your soul and your ego are split, and you're still separate, and in that separation, your highest form of pleasure is pleasure. So all you can do is seek the next high or the next sex or the next game or the next whatever the fuck it is. But all of a sudden, once this happens, you're responsible. You're responsible for yourself. You're in the religion of time. Then your highest form of pleasure is contentment. Being full. Wow. What a great thing. And it's all available and it's all yours and you can all have it whenever you want. This is yours. The moment that you say, yes, I'm going to tell myself the truth and I'm going to become responsible for me. It's all yours. The longer you run from this, the more time that you're going to waste. And then when you get your religion, what I mean by you get your religion, I'm not talking about Catholicism or Judaism or any. I'm talking about the religion of knowing that the only commodity that you have that can't be wasted is time. Love is never ending. Time on earth is limited. So we can give love away all over the place, but we cannot waste time. So please tune into the religion of time. Like when people say, what religion are you and all that, my mind automatically goes to, as soon as I hear the word religion, I say I shouldn't be wasting time. Because the time to claim responsibility for yourself is yesterday. And then the time to move from that responsibility to love, to the expression of my gifts, to the giving, the sooner that I can get in flow. And then once I'm in flow, joy comes, love comes, money comes. All good things come to me in that state. And then once I pull back from that state, once I start checking what I'm getting, how much am I getting from Mary? What am I getting from Dave? Is this person? Then all of a sudden it all shuts down. And it looks like an ayahuasca journey. Click, 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 the gates shut. Because that's not in flow. That's not in flow. When we're in flow, we're in the gift side, the giving side, the loving side. And I got to tell you what, I'm not a guy for saying to get out of a bad mood. I'm never the guy that says, cheer the fuck up. I'm not. But I want you to test something one day. To be in a mood where you're not at your best. And go into the act of deliberate giving. And in 2 seconds, you'll be lost and you'll find yourself in joy. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, the more we can be aware of that, the more we can share that, the more we can use it, and the more that we can participate in the shift. Because the more of us who think like this, the higher the vibration raises. And if you ever see someone who's in joy, hey, Justin, if you ever see someone who's in joy, like, and who's giving and affecting people, and you see someone who's having like a little bit of a hard time, and they don't even understand why this person is giving them something. But as that person moves past them, their own elevation has raised. Their own frequency has gone up. They've been blessed by you. They've been blessed by that person. And to give that blessing is not the problem is we come from like a mechanical background. So if we take the cup, we pour it out, there's nothing left in the cup. That's true in this little physical plane here. But in the outer planes, it's absolutely not true. Particles split, there's the observer effect. There's never-ending atoms. There's more and more and more. So there's all of these things that say that model of pouring that glass out is wrong. That you never, ever, ever run out of anything except time on earth. You don't run out of time. There is no time, but you do expire on this planet. You fail to have a body to use on this planet at some point. And this is the thing that I want you to take advantage of. This is the awareness of Christmas. This is Christ consciousness. Own your stuff. Own your time. Own your time. Know that you're responsible for you completely. And then the highest form of your happiness can only be giving. And then it just makes things so, the craziest thing is I spent my whole life trying to figure out, hey Edgar, I spent my whole life trying to figure this shit out. And then when it comes to you, it's so goddamn simple. I couldn't learn it on my own. The medicine had to show me these things that are so simple, so simple. So let's do this year. Let's give ourselves a Christmas gift. And that gift is the responsibility of claiming our own stuff, our own responsibility. And then let's move from that gift to saying, okay, my new religion is going to be the religion of time. And then from that gift to the religion of giving. And boy, you're going to be in a great spot. You're going to be in a great spot for New Year's and for all New Years to come. Until then, I want to say next week we're going to have a little talk about forgiveness. Yeah. So my talk next week is going to be about forgiveness, and it's a really big Christmas talk for me, and I love it. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Rythmia, about what's going on. We have 96 people here this week. We keep getting sold out and sold out and sold out. I want you to come here and to experience this. You have to experience this. It's life-changing stuff. So please, book for your next year. Come on in here. Meet us in person. Be a part of this. Be a part of this family. The community that we're growing is 7,000 strong now. And I mean real people that have been here and spent a week with me at this place and my team. It's the most important time. It will change your life. I want you to come here, and I'm not selling you. I'm telling you. You need to come here. You need to experience this. Please have a wonderful and beautiful week, and cherish your time this week. Be responsible for yourself and give your gifts every chance that you get, every single chance that you get, whether that's a smile, a kiss, a hug, a word of truth to someone. Give it to them, and give it to them in kindness. Yeah, and watch what happens. I love you guys. Have a tremendous week, and we'll see you next week. I love you all. God bless you.